Hello, dear friends. I hope you're all doing well. I want to talk to you about marathons today. I have never run a marathon, not even a half marathon, but I have walked for miles on hikes, crop walks, in several places around the world and in my neighborhood, but nowhere close to 26 miles, which makes up a marathon. Right now, we are all walking through a marathon of this pandemic. We're all walking at different paces, with different obstacles in our pathways, with varying degrees of health. But we are all walking one step at a time. Probably none of us would have signed up for this marathon, yet here we are. It has given us time to think about things we would not do otherwise, time to reflect on our lives. Yes, that reflection may come in small bits between the demands of working or not being able to work. It may come between times of helping kids with schoolwork, or even between times of worrying and trusting that God is still with us. This week, yesterday in fact, was an anniversary for me. 7 years ago, on May 5th, I retired as a called parish pastor. I loved what I was doing, but I had watched my parents struggle with when to retire, and I had decided that I would retire in plenty of time to enjoy life. I had turned 65, and so that had been my goal, even though Social Security keeps telling us to work until we're 70. I've been looking back over my life. Several careers, 3 children, 1 grandchild, a husband with whom I've shared 51 years, dear friends from all the places that we have lived. Life has been good. I would change a few things if I could, but I can't. So there's no need to worry about that now. In retirement, I have continued to do what I love by serving in 4 interims, all different and all with joys and challenges. I've traveled to the Holy Land, which was a long-time dream of mine. I've gone to Africa, to Malawi, to build houses with Habitat. Larry and I have traveled around the U.S. seeing places and people that were important to us. For the past 4 summers, we've hosted grandparents' camp for our beloved granddaughter Stella. 1 week, no parents, just grandma and grandpa, and lots of fun. There have been struggles. Life has not always been fun. In our family, we talk about life being real. That means that it includes both joy and sorrow, both happiness and grief, good days and bad days. My life, and yours as well, is real. What has not changed, however, is that I have not walked alone. God has always been beside me, picking me up when I fall, encouraging me when I try something new, cheering me when I succeed, and wiping my tears when I fail. I want to read to you from the 3rd chapter of Ecclesiastes, a familiar passage. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time of peace. Right now, we might feel like we have all those things at once, but they're all a part of life. Life is so full of so many things. Some cause for joy and dancing, some cause for sorrow and weeping. But life is like that. The only constant is God's love, God's care, and God's presence. And actually, that's who we need in the midst of all life. And that's who's here with us now and forever. May you feel God's loving presence in your life right now. And blessings to you from God our Father and our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.